Hey everybody, welcome to my channel. Today's video is not about cattails, it's about baseball, so stay tuned. This is Sherlock. He's usually very camera shy, so... Today's video is about baseball. I am not a sports fan by any way, shape, or means. So it's not my style to go to a baseball game. However, I have a dear friend who lives from my home state of New Jersey, and she was coming down to spend some time here, and she does love sports and loves spring training. So she said that she wanted to turn me on to a new experience and take me to a game. But we didn't go to just one game, we went to 2 games. Okay, so it was New York Yankees versus the Atlanta Braves at the Wide World of Sports Arena. So it was pretty...
Stadium.
Oh, arena? It's not a arena.
It's not right. It's a stadium.
Stadium. Let's see what I know. So it was pretty exciting. I think it was my second time ever there. The first time I went there was to eat, so I didn't experience the stadium. But because we were seeing the Yankees and we got our tickets kind of late, my friend thought it would be really cool if we had lawn seats. She said, like, that's such a great way to experience the event and it'll be fun and we could see batting practice and all that exciting stuff. So I'm like, cool, we'll sit on the lawn, I guess. So we get there, we got there early so we could see batting practice. And we start walking through the stadium and, you know, there's excitement and it's early, so there's not that many people there. And we see that we're going to go sit on the lawn. Well, the lawn is really just like dirt with some grass. I mean, it was maybe a little bit nicer than that.
No,
but
I think it was grass. It was nice.
There was a lot of dirt.
No, there wasn't.
There was a lot of dirt.
No, there wasn't.
Okay, well, I remember dirt. So it was gross. It was like just grass and dirt.
It was grass. I think you're remembering the dirt. You're sitting on the ground.
Maybe. We have nothing. We don't have anything to sit on. We don't. I'm like, are we gonna stand? Are we gonna sit? So, well, we wind up when we go and, well, not we. Steve went and bought a blanket. So, did you get? You just got a blanket with the Wide World of Sports on it. Mm-hmm. Oh, but before we even went in, we went to the store first, and we spent. You know, we had to drop all kinds of money on getting gear that we could wear. So we all got our baseball hats, and I guess somebody got a shirt, and I'm having a hard time telling the story because I can't. I blocked so much out of the first game. I don't remember that much except for the dirt, and then it was getting really hot in the sun. So when we first got there, like, everybody was spread out. Like, that was really cool, right? So we had a lot of room. We were sitting on our blanket. We were watching the Yankees bat. We were watching the other team. Alexis was running back and forth getting autographs. So it was, you know, that part was pretty cool. So then it got to the point where it was getting closer to when the game was going to start. So now more people are coming. So all I can focus on is that people are starting to sit really close to me. They're starting to invade our little blanket space. You know, the people in front of us are starting to move back. The people to the left of us are starting to move over. New people are coming in and trying to squeeze in between us. So I'm just like, now all I can focus on are the people. Like, the people are just annoying me, and they're getting closer and closer, and the sun is beating on us, and it's getting hotter. People are starting to crowd in. Nobody's really respecting the space rule. You know, everybody keeps leaving. Angela keeps taking Alexis down to get pictures and autographs. You know, Steve went to go get food, then he would come back, then somebody else would leave. So there was like only 2 of the 4 of us there at all times. So now I find myself like spreading out on the blanket. I'm like scooching down further. I'm putting my arms out. I'm putting my legs out. I'm like, all I'm focused on is that people are getting closer and closer, and I'm just like, oh my God, I can't take this anymore. And it's hot, and they're all invading my space, and I don't know what's going on. So I just say, you know what? I'm just gonna go to the restroom. I'll be back in a few minutes. And so I went up to the place where the restrooms were, and there was shade, and there weren't that many people.
Now, this all happened before the first pitch.
Right. This is before the game even started, and I had had enough.
Yeah, before the first pitch, she found shade in the concourse.
Yeah. So, well, first I stayed, like, is that the concourse where the people are just walking around to go to the different sections? I was standing there and then my friend found me, so I think she felt bad for me, and so she just stood there and talked with me for about 10 or 15 minutes. And again, right before the game even started. So, I'm like, I'm just hot. I'm gonna like just sit up here and you guys go enjoy. And it was getting too crowded down there for me. So then I like scooted around and I said, oh, I want to go get something to eat. So I got Steve and we went over to the concession stand, which was in another part of the stadium. Like that was
part of the concourse.
Okay, so we're still in the concourse. And all I'm doing is scouting for a bench to sit on because I'm like, I need to find a bench and I'm just gonna sit here while they watch the game. So we got our hot dog. Did we get anything else? That was it, just the typical hot dog, because that's what baseball is all about, right? Hot dogs. So had a hot dog, and then I told Steve and Alexis and Angela, I'm like, go watch the game, I'll be back. And I just sat there for the entire time watching people just go by, back and forth. And forth. And it was cooler there too. So no sun, no people, except people watching, and that was fun. So the next morning, Steve gets up and he's getting ready, and Alexis is getting ready, and they're excited to go. And then the guilt trip came on, and Steve is like, this is your friend. She does so much for you, and she's so excited to be here and for you to get excited about baseball, and she wants you to really like this and want to go to spring training, and you can't even do that. You can't do that. So I'm like, fine. So get dressed, I grabbed my stuff, and we head out, and we surprised her when we picked her up at the resort and went to the game. So now I have to admit, the second game was way better. I mean, like, if the first game was a negative 1 million, this game was a 5.
So, yeah, unfortunately, I have to admit, the Tiger Stadium was a lot better than Disney's Wide World Sports Stadium.
Well, yeah, it was like a real, like I felt like I was at a real stadium, whatever a real stadium feels like.
Both of them were real stadiums.
Oh.
This one was just roomier.
We had seats. So this time we sat in seats. We had, first the seats were in the sun, but the stadium wasn't like super packed. So we just moved on back to get under the eave.
The shade. And there's still good seats.
Yeah, no, they were great seats. We were like between third and...
We were at the third base line.
Oh, we were?
Yep.
Okay, so we were at the third base line.
So we had perfect view.
Yeah, I mean, it was a great view. I mean, the crowd was nice, the weather was perfect, and I sat there the whole time. Like, I stayed there. But I will have to say, what I enjoyed, there was something that both games had in common. There was a commonality. Do you know what the commonality was? Mm-hmm. You do?
The field prep.
The field prep. I was just completely mesmerized. I'm like, all I could think of is like, how much money are they paying these people that like hose down the lawn or the field or whatever it's called? So it was really cool. So like first, like one guy comes out and he starts raking up the dirt, right? So he's raking the dirt, and then like another guy's driving around with the truck and he's raking up the dirt with the truck. And then all of a sudden, I guess I wasn't paying attention for a little while because I was probably being annoyed by the people around me. And I look down and there are 4 guys with a hose. So they have this like fire hose, and the guy in the front definitely has seniority because he's the one who controls the nozzle. And he just has this rhythm going where he's just watering down the dirt that the guy just raked. And it's just methodical and mesmerizing. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I want to do that. I want to water the field. Like, it was so awesome. So he was watering the field, and the other guys were making sure to hold the hose so it didn't touch the ground, I guess, because it would wreck the grass or the dirt or something.
Yeah, it would drag across the dirt.
Oh, drag across the dirt. So there's like, I guess there's a whole process, and there's reasoning behind having 4 guys water the field and hold the hose. And so I would say the field prep at Wide World of Sports was more mesmerizing and a little more interesting than it was at Tiger Stadium. Tiger Stadium, like the hose guy, he had like finesse though. Like he was like doing little tricks with the nozzle, like as he was watering it, where the other guy was very methodical and had a method. This guy was like older, like you could tell this was probably his job for like the past like 30 years.
Well, he's probably a volunteer.
You think he's a volunteer? I think these guys get paid a lot of money because it's a process.
The Disney crew
Yeah.
are pros. And the Disney field, although the stadium was good, their field condition was excellent. And
Which one was? Disney's?
Disney's. And you could tell because that was a crew.
Oh, it was a crew. I mean,
Tiger Stadium, the field was in good shape. And their crew wasn't as sophisticated as the Disney crew.
no. Like I said, they didn't have 4 hose people. They only had like 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they only had 2. And the guy with the hose nozzle, like he had attitude.
And they had a
Tiger
garden
Stadium.
hose where Disney had a big black hose.
It was white, wasn't it?
No.
It was like a big fire hose.
No, theirs was smaller.
The one at Disney?
No, Disney's was like a fire hose.
Yeah, but it was white.
But the other
was
one,
very clean.
The other one was a garden hose.
Yeah. Well, it was maybe a little bit bigger.
A little bit bigger, but still.
But that guy, he had attitude.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was like flipping it and flicking it, and he didn't really care as much, or maybe he did care more. But he was you could tell that was his job. That was his deal all around. And then after they do that, then they put the bases on the little, what do you call it? The pipe. Like, wasn't there a pipe sticking out of the ground when they put the bases on there?
Yeah.
And then they took down the cage that was around the bat thing, and I'm like, oh, that's scary because those people sitting back there, I could get hit.
No, there's still a backstop. That's the batting cage for batting practice.
Why do they need a cage?
So everyone who's standing around waiting doesn't get hit with a ball.
Anyway, so most of the time that we were sitting in the seats watching the field prep and crowd watching and stuff, the child and Angela were running back and forth, getting autographs and pictures and doing all kinds of fun stuff. So after that, Alexis is definitely a huge fan now of baseball and wants to get more involved, which is great. I now don't absolutely despise baseball, but I will say that since we went to the game, I have not watched a baseball game. I haven't thought about baseball at all since then.
It's about the experience with your friends.
No, the experience with my friend was awesome. I mean, that was great. Thank you everybody for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and just remember, get to the game early so you can watch the field prep because it's the best part of the baseball game. So get out there and support your baseball team and have some fun and enjoy this season. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I need more subscribers, so please, please, please subscribe. So thanks for watching and have a good one.